This foam ghost announces it's time for Halloween. Let's see what you'll need. First, you'll need foam sheets, pony beads, 13 10-inch strips of black cord, wiggly eyes, and orange and purple paint. And don't forget, from the beginning of the show, you'll need your hole punch. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is lay out your white foam sheet and lay out your pattern. This is the ghost pattern, and we're going to trace around him with a pencil and just go around the edge, and then we're going to cut him out. Now keep that pattern by your side because we're going to want to mark the holes. So we'll cut around the pattern, and I'm not going to cut all the way around. I know you get the idea, but it's so easy to cut if you cut away from you. Then the next thing is to lay your pattern next to it, and you're going to want to punch these holes. Now since I've got this edge here, I'm going to punch on this one. You just slide it into the hole punch, and I'm going to punch 9 holes on the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then I'm going to punch 2 up here. These are going to be for the dangles from his arm. And then we're all set. Now your next step is to start painting. We're using a technique called dry brushing. You're going to dip your brush into the paint and just get a very little bit of paint onto it, and even use a paper towel if you need to. And we're going to take our ghost and just lightly brush along the edge. As you can see, I've already started on this one. And it's just going to give it a little bit of outline so that when it's hanging, it'll have a little bit of luminescence. Then the next thing we want to do is add some cheeks. So I'm going to just dry brush my brush off again on my paper towel and dip into the orange. And I want to use very, very little. So I'm just going to get 2 little spots right there. And then we have our ghost, and he's all ready to go. Now our next step is to take a black marker. And you can draw any kind of mouth that you'd like. So I'm going to just draw a little squiggle here. And we have our mouth. And then it's time to put his eyes on. Step number 3. I find that it's easier to add my glue actually to the surface that I'm gluing on rather than on the little eyes because they're so tiny. There's his eyes, and he's all ready. And now it's time to add our beads. Now on these strips that we've cut ahead of time, I'm going to loop one right through a hole. Now one tip that you might like to try, and you can see it here, is I've put masking tape on some of them so that it's easier to go through the hole. So if you need to, or if you have trouble, then I'm going to string my beads. And now you can use any color beads. You can use translucent like we've used here, or you might want to use different colors or all one color. And we're going to string 5 beads on. And I've been putting them in order: clear, orange, purple, green, and then clear again. I'll grab that one. And then all you need to do is take that down to the bottom and just knot it off. So now we've got beads, 2 strips here, and then these all the way across the bottom. And then the last step is to put your hanger on. So we're putting one through this side and one through this side. And I peeled that tape off just to make it a little easier to knot, and just tie a knot in the back. And then you have your ghost. And I'll be right back with another project.